There are people whose eyes carry the weight of storms. Their silence speaks louder than the loudest laughter. They have walked paths others fear to imagine, touched the bottom of despair, and returned with a mind sharpened, a heart both tender and impenetrable. Pain is not something they hide. It is etched into the contours of their being like rivers carved into stone. Over centuries, it is not a badge of suffering, but a testament to endurance. They have been broken, and in that breaking, they have become whole in ways most never understand. To encounter such a person is to glimpse the raw truth of existence. Life is not a gentle stream, but a torrent that shapes and molds those who dare to stay in it. Fully alive, fully human, they have learned that suffering is inevitable, yet survival is a choice. Every scar tells a story, every tear carries wisdom, every moment of despair whispers lessons that only the patient, the observant, and the brave can hear. Body, depth of perception. Those who have suffered too much see more than others. Their vision is not confined to surface appearances. They notice subtleties in gesture, emotion, and word. They detect unspoken pain, hidden joys, and the silent contradictions of life. Nietzsche once wrote, "He who has a reason to live can bear almost any how." Those who have endured know the how intimately, and in doing so they grasp the why with a clarity that escapes the untested. Their depth is both a shield and a gift, a capacity to understand the world in layers, to perceive what others overlook. They do not need to comment or explain. Their presence alone communicates understanding. In a room of noise and chaos, they pick up the whispers of human emotion that most people miss. Their intuition is sharpened by hardship. The lessons of life are imprinted on their mind like fine ink, subtle yet indelible. The quiet strength of endurance. Suffering tempers the soul like fire tempers steel. Those who have carried too much pain are neither fragile nor brittle. They are resilient in ways invisible to the casual observer. They have learned to sit with discomfort, to navigate life without illusions of permanence or control. Life may bruise them, shake them, or strip them bare, but they endure. Strength born from suffering is quiet, steady, and unyielding. Not flamboyant, but undeniable. It is the power to persist when the world seems to demand surrender. Each act of endurance is a silent victory. They understand that strength is not shown in grand gestures, but in the ability to continue walking forward when every step feels heavy. There is a dignity and resilience that cannot be taught, only earned through trials and survival. Compassion without expectation. Pain breeds empathy. Those who have suffered deeply instinctively understand that every person carries unseen burdens. Their compassion is not performative, it is organic. Rumi once said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." They have been wounded, and in those wounds, they have discovered the subtle truth of humanity. Everyone is struggling, everyone is lost, everyone is seeking meaning. Their kindness is steady, unhurried, and free from expectation. It asks nothing in return, for it knows the futility of conditional love. They listen more than they speak. They offer guidance without judgment, comfort without strings, and presence without pressure. Their empathy is a bridge connecting hearts across pain, creating a quiet sanctuary for those who are hurting. A love for solitude. They are often comfortable alone, not because they are lonely, but because solitude has taught them clarity. In the absence of distraction, they hear their own thoughts, confront their own shadows, and find peace in the quiet. Solitude is not isolation, it is communion with the self. In these moments, they reflect, recharge, and cultivate resilience. They do not fear silence because they have spoken with the echoes of their own pain and emerged wiser. In solitude, they cultivate a rare presence, a stillness that transforms observation into understanding, reflection into insight, and thought into wisdom. Time alone is no longer an emptiness, but a fertile space where the mind, heart, and spirit align. Emotional intelligence born of suffering, pain teaches more than philosophy. It teaches the language of the soul. Those who have endured deeply can read emotions with precision, navigate conflict with insight, and respond to challenges with grace. They know that anger, sadness, fear, and joy are transient, flowing through life like rivers, not walls to be feared. They have learned to name their emotions without judgment and to act from understanding rather than reaction. Their wisdom is practical, quiet, and potent, a survival map for navigating the human condition. Through suffering, they acquire a rare clarity. They understand that emotions are signals, not they respond to the world with calibrated awareness, blending compassion with discernment. In their presence, chaos feels manageable, and fear becomes an invitation to courage. Courage that transcends fear. Suffering teaches courage. Those who have faced darkness repeatedly do not deny fear. They move through it. Each act of courage is quiet, a refusal to collapse under the weight of despair, a choice to continue loving, creating, and existing when all seems lost. Carl Jung wrote, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." They embody this truth. Their courage is not heroic in the stories of legends, it is heroic in the daily acts of perseverance, in the commitment to live fully despite scars that could have ended lesser souls. Every morning they rise not because life is easy, but because they have learned that endurance itself is sacred. They teach us that fear is a companion, not a master. Through courage, they transmute suffering into strength, despair into clarity, and pain into purpose. A subtle joy. Perhaps the most paradoxical trait is their capacity for joy. It is not loud or frivolous, but profound. Those who have known suffering savor moments more deeply. A sunrise, a stranger's smile, the touch of a hand, a quiet conversation. Joy is not ignorance of pain. It is the acceptance of life in its entirety. They understand that sorrow and ecstasy coexist. In this balance, happiness becomes a gift rather than a pursuit, and contentment emerges not from circumstance but from perspective. They discover beauty in impermanence, gratitude in small gestures, and meaning in moments, often overlooked. Their joy is refined, not manufactured. It is the natural fragrance of a soul that has endured, reflected, and embraced life without illusion. Wisdom without arrogance. They speak with insight but never with ego. Experience has taught them humility. They know the limits of understanding, the unpredictability of existence, and the impermanence of life. Their wisdom is earned, not declared. It is shared gently, not imposed. People are drawn to them not because they command attention, but because they radiate quiet certainty, the certainty of someone who has survived, reflected, and learned without bitterness. Their words linger like soft echoes in the mind. They teach through presence, not preaching. Their guidance is subtle but transformative, offering lessons that resonate deeply long after the conversation ends, a connection to life's mystery. Those who have suffered too much often carry a sense of awe. They have glimpsed the fragility and profundity of existence. Pain has shown them that life is fleeting, precious, and inexplicably beautiful. This connection transcends logic. It is the realization that joy and sorrow are two sides of the same coin, that suffering is a teacher, and that existence itself is a gift to be approached with reverence. Their presence reminds others that the world is larger than fear, grief, or desire. They experience life fully, attuned to subtle truths others overlook. Every moment becomes an opportunity to witness beauty, honor the transient, and act with integrity. Through suffering, they have learned that life's mystery is not a puzzle to solve, but a reality to inhabit fully, deeply, and consciously. Pain shapes, scars teach, and strength emerges. Those who endure show us that suffering can be the doorway to wisdom and courage. Like, share, and subscribe if this resonates. Let others see that suffering, when faced, is not the end. It is the beginning of a deeper, wiser, and more powerful self.